Have you ever felt that horrible sinking feeling in your stomach? You're in a conversation, it's your turn to speak, and your mind just goes completely blank, like a TV screen switching to static. All the English words you learned suddenly disappear.
Oh, that feeling is the worst. It's like when someone asks a simple question, so what are your hobbies? And your brain just offers you the word, um, you know you have hobbies. You love hiking, you play guitar, you're obsessed with vintage sci-fi movies, but all that comes out is a panicked squeak.
Exactly. Or that moment you try to tell a joke and you forget a key word right before the punchline. The silence is just painful. We know this feeling isn't just about grammar. It's about feeling disconnected, invisible, like the real you is trapped behind a wall of hesitation.
My student, Steve, told me a story that I think everyone can relate to. He was at a party, and someone he really wanted to impress asked him about his job. He's an architect. He designs beautiful buildings. But in that moment, all he could manage was, I work with buildings. He said he felt like a robot.
That's the exact feeling we're going to fix today. We're going to show you a powerful, slightly weird, but game-changing technique that will help you break through that mental wall. It's called the mirror technique. And trust us, by the end of this video, talking to yourself is going to feel like your new superpower.
And you'll want to stick around, because our third step in this technique is a tiny secret that will literally save you 10 minutes of frustrating study time every single day.
So why are we standing here telling you to go talk to your reflection? It sounds a little crazy, right?
It does, but this isn't about just practicing vocabulary. We know this feels overwhelming, but the goal here is so much bigger. This is about building a bridge between the English in your head and the English that comes out of your mouth.
Think about it. Fluency isn't about knowing 20,000 words. It's about being able to use the 2,000 words you already know, smoothly and automatically. It's the difference between having a garage full of car parts and actually having a car you can drive.
This is about freedom. The freedom to order your coffee with a friendly, hey, could I get a large oat milk latte, please? Instead of just pointing and saying, that one. It's about finally being able to join that conversation with your coworkers about a TV show you also love. It's about feeling the joy of connection.
It's about showing your personality. You're funny, you're smart, you're interesting. Your language shouldn't hide that. This technique helps you find your voice, so when you speak English, people hear you, not just a learner struggling for words.
We're not just teaching you a trick. We're giving you a key to unlock the confident, fluent speaker that is already inside you. You're not just learning English, you're joining the DialogueBoost family, and we're all on this journey to feel more connected.
Okay, so you're ready to try it. You walk up to the mirror, you take a deep breath, and you make one of 3 common mistakes that totally kill your progress. We've seen it happen 1,000 times.
And we want to help you avoid them. Mistake number 1 is what we call the silent rehearser.
Ah, the silent rehearser. This was my student Chloe. She was brilliant. She had a huge vocabulary and understood grammar perfectly. She was preparing for a big job interview and spent hours practicing, but all in her head. She would silently think her answers, imagining the conversation perfectly.
Sounds productive, right? But here's what most learners miss. Speaking is a physical act. Your tongue, your jaw, your lips, they are muscles. Thinking the words doesn't train them. So when Chloe got into the real interview, her brain was going 100 miles per hour, but her mouth couldn't keep up. The words came out jumbled and slow. She told me, my mouth felt clumsy, like it didn't know how to make the shapes.
You have to make the sound. You have to move your mouth. Thinking in English is a great skill, but it's not speaking practice. Don't be a silent rehearser.
Okay, mistake number 2, the perfectionist paralysis.
Oh, this one is a confidence killer. My student David was a classic case. He'd stand in front of the mirror, determined to practice, but he'd just stand there, in silence, for minutes. I asked him why, and he said, I'm trying to think of the perfect sentence before I say it. I don't want to make a mistake.
To himself. He was afraid of making a mistake in front of himself. It sounds funny, but we know this fear is so real. You want to get it right. But waiting for the perfect sentence means you never say any sentence. Fluency is built on a mountain of imperfect sentences, not on a handful of perfect ones.
The goal of mirror work isn't accuracy, it's flow. It's about getting the words out, even if they're a little messy. You can't steer a car that isn't moving. You have to start talking to have something to improve.
Exactly. And that brings us to mistake number 3, the topic void. This is when you just don't know what to talk about.
My student Maria fell into this trap. She'd go to the mirror and say, "Hello, how are you? I am fine." Then she'd describe what she saw. This is a lamp. It is a blue lamp. This is a bed. It is a white bed.
I'm bored just hearing about it.
Right? After about 30 seconds, she was completely bored and would just quit. She wasn't engaging her brain. She was just labeling objects. This kind of practice doesn't build conversational skills because real conversations are dynamic. They're about stories, opinions, and ideas, not just a list of nouns.
If your practice is boring, you won't do it. And if you don't do it, you won't improve. It's that simple. We need to make it engaging, personal, and sustainable. And that's exactly what our step-by-step solution is designed to do.
All right, let's build your new habit. This is the fun part. We have 5 simple, powerful steps to make the mirror technique work for you.
Step 1, the 2-minute timer. This is non-negotiable. When you start, you are not going to practice for 20 minutes or even 10. You are going to practice for just 2 minutes.
That's it, 120 seconds. Anyone can find 2 minutes. Think of it like your first day at the gym. You don't walk in and try to lift the heaviest weight, right? You'd hurt yourself. You start with something small, manageable, and build from there.
We know life is busy. Setting a tiny goal makes it almost impossible to fail. So take out your phone, set a timer for 2 minutes, and press start. When you finish, I want you to literally give yourself a high five in the mirror. Yes, you did it. You're building a habit.
It feels silly, but celebrating that tiny win reprograms your brain to enjoy the process. Okay, timer is set. What do I talk about? That brings us to step 2, the what I did, will do prompt.
This solves the topic void problem forever. The easiest, most accessible, and most useful topic is your own life. You don't need to invent anything. Just describe what you literally just did or what you are about to do.
Let me show you. Wait, Emily, let me show you what happened to me this morning. So I'd set my timer and I'd say, okay, I just woke up. I am feeling a little tired. I made coffee. The coffee was very good. After I finish this, I am going to take a shower. Then I will get dressed, and I need to answer 3 emails before our team meeting at 10 a.m.
See, it's simple, it's real, and it uses the most common vocabulary and tenses you need for daily conversation: past, present, and future. You have an endless supply of material because you're always doing something.
Now for the tip Emily teased earlier. This one is a total game changer. Step 3, the no-stop rule. This is the secret to building real, unstoppable fluency. For those 2 minutes, you are forbidden from stopping. You cannot pause.
We know this sounds intense, but here's why it works. When most learners forget a word, they freeze. They stop, pull out their phone, open a translator app, type the word, and by the time they find it, the conversational moment is dead. The no-stop rule forces you to find a different way.
If you forget a word, you have to describe it, just like a game of taboo or charades. So if you want to say, I need to go to the pharmacy, but you forget the word pharmacy, you don't stop. You say, I need to go to the store where you buy medicine, the place the doctor sends you to get pills, the pharmacy, yes.
That skill, the ability to talk around a word you've forgotten, is the essence of fluency. It keeps the conversation moving. This single rule will save you so much time you currently waste looking things up, and it trains your brain to be more creative and resilient. It's your fluency safety net.
Okay, this next step can feel a little scary, but it's where the magic really happens. Step 4, the record and listen feedback loop.
I know, nobody likes the sound of their own voice, but you are so much more than your own critic. Get your phone and record your 2-minute session. Then, and this is important, listen back. But you are not listening for mistakes. I repeat, do not listen for every little grammar error.
Instead, listen for 2 things only: flow and hesitation. Where did you sound smooth? Where did you stumble? You're not judging yourself, you're a detective looking for clues. Ah, I see that I hesitate every time I try to use the past perfect tense, or I slow down when I talk about my job.
This is your personal game replay analysis. It gives you concrete data on what to focus on next. It turns that vague feeling of, I'm bad at English, into a specific, solvable problem, like, I need to practice talking about work. It's your personal coach.
Once you're comfortable with those 4 steps, it's time to level up. Step 5, the Level Up Challenge.
After a week or 2, describing your day will feel easy. That's when you introduce a new challenge. Don't just describe, persuade. Pick a topic and argue for one side in the mirror. Why dogs are better than cats. Or why pineapple on pizza is a crime against humanity.
It is, and I could definitely talk for 2 minutes about that. Or try explaining a concept from your job or hobby as if you were teaching it to a 5-year-old. How would you explain the cloud or photosynthesis in simple terms?
Or try telling a full story from your past, complete with emotions and details. This pushes you beyond simple sentences into the world of complex, engaging communication. This is how you go from intermediate to advanced.
So you followed the steps, you did the scariest one, you recorded yourself, and then you listen back, and that critical voice in your head gets really, really loud.
We need to talk about that voice, because if you don't know how to handle it, it will make you quit. So let's do a little role play. Ethan is going to be our brave learner who just listened to his recording for the first time.
Okay, I did it. I listened to it. And Emily, it sounds terrible. I can't believe how strong my accent is. I sound so foreign. And I said he go instead of he goes like 5 times. It's awful. I sound so stupid. I just want to delete the recording and never do this again.
Ethan, first of all, thank you for telling me that. That feeling is 100% normal. Every single person who does this feels that way at first. So let me say this. You are incredibly brave. Just listening back is the hardest part, and you did it. You showed up. That's a massive win.
But it was so bad.
Let's reframe this together. You didn't find mistakes. You found opportunities. You now have specific, valuable information. Before, you just felt bad at English. Now, you know you have an opportunity to work on the third-person S. That's fantastic. That's progress.
I guess, but my accent...
Let's talk about the accent. Your accent is not a mistake. It is a part of your story. It shows you speak more than one language, which is amazing. Professionals in every field have accents. Confidence is clearer than a perfect accent, I promise. So for now, can we agree to ignore the accent? Let's put it in a box and set it aside.
Okay.
Now, let's pick just one of those opportunities. Not everything, just one. For this week, every time you do your mirror work, your only goal is to remember that little S on he, she, it verbs. That's it. We are not aiming for perfection. We are aiming for small, achievable progress. Can you do that?
Yeah, just the S. I can do that.
See the difference? You have to learn to be your own coach, not your own critic. A critic says, that was terrible. A coach says, that was a great first try. Here's one thing we can improve next time. Be a coach. You deserve that kindness.
That makes so much sense. It's about being strategic with your self-correction, not just overwhelming yourself with negativity. That shift in mindset is everything.
Okay, you've listened to us talk long enough. It's your turn to speak. Right now, we're going to do this together.
That's right. Find a mirror. If you don't have one, just turn on your phone's front-facing camera. Don't worry, no one can see you. This is your safe space to practice. We're going to do a 60-second no-stop rule challenge.
Here's your topic. Describe your favorite place in the world, but you are not allowed to say the name of the city or country. You have to make us feel like we're there with you. Got it?
Okay, I'm setting the timer for 60 seconds. On your mark, get set, go!
You're halfway there. Keep talking. What does it smell like? What sounds do you hear? Who are you with? You're doing amazing. Don't stop.
Almost there. 10 more seconds. Describe one last detail. Come on.
Time's up. Yes, you did it. Take a deep breath. How did that feel? A little weird, a little difficult? That's okay. You spoke English nonstop for 1 whole minute. That is a huge victory.
Seriously, give yourself another high five. That's how fluency is built, 1 minute at a time. You're not just a learner anymore, you're a practitioner. You are actively building your skill.
We've covered a lot today. We talked about the common mistakes that hold you back, the 5 steps to make mirror work effective, and how to become your own best coach.
But we want you to leave with one core idea. This technique isn't really about talking to a mirror. It's about what the mirror unlocks. It unlocks your stories. It unlocks your jokes. It unlocks your personality.
Every 2-minute session is a step toward feeling less like a student and more like yourself in English. It's a step toward the confidence to speak up in a meeting, the joy of laughing with a new friend, the freedom to travel without fear.
Today, you didn't just learn an English tip. You gained a tool for true connection. You started a conversation not just with a reflection, but with your future fluent self. And that self is so much closer than you think.
Thank you for joining the DialogueBoost family today. In the comments below, tell us one thing you will talk about in your 2-minute challenge tomorrow. Let's hold each other accountable.
Keep practicing. You've got this. And we'll see you in the next video.